the tradition of National Geographic magazine. Welcome to National Geographic Explorer, bringing you the world's greatest adventures every... On this edition of Explorer, set sail on a grueling test of seamanship and endurance, the Worrell 1000, 1,000 miles up the Atlantic coast by catamaran. It's all ahead on National Geographic Explorer.
What began as a barroom bet has turned into one of the premier sailboat races in the world. This is no joyride. It's the Worrell 1000, a grueling, no-holds-barred test of seamanship. Tiny catamarans dash up the Atlantic coast, fighting it out to be the best.
Someone asked me once about how it feels. It hurts to do the Worrell 1000. It hurts. It's not a fun race. Oh, you'll experience moments of exhilaration. They'll have a flat-out screaming reach with everything going for maybe hours, but that is rare. Most of it's going to be nighttime drudgery. It's going to be beaten to weather. It's going to be getting up when you're still sore from the day before. And it's going to hurt. For 2 weeks or 1,000 miles, it hurts. But when you get to Virginia Beach and you get there and you sail across that finish line, there's just a sense of accomplishment. There's a sense of having done what you set out to do that sums up what the race is all about.
Craig Richardson, Domino Pizza, 158. Boy, this guy's fast. 193.
Dave Renoff, 193.
Team Australia is Domino's main competition.
Number 3.
Australia.
Yep. Team Carolina, Shad Dussault.
North Carolina is a dark horse. Their catamaran carries an unprecedented amount of sail, sacrificing stability for speed.
Team Virginia Beach, Al Etheridge.
Al Etheridge has finished a race twice before, but never in the money.
Ding, 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 ding.
His Virginia Beach boat is a long shot and the sentimental favorite.
Al Etheridge, 218 and a half.
Team Africa, Mark Hammett.
The final entry, Team South Africa, has already encountered bad racing luck.
170.
Their catamaran hasn't arrived. 24 hours before the race, the sailors and their ground crews make final preparations. These catamarans are floating experiments built for speed, with streamlined hulls, special rigging, extra sail. Team North Carolina's wooden hull boat was built specifically for this race.
We were given a boat, and the boat didn't meet what we felt were the requirements for ocean sailing. We decided to build our own.
Shad and I'd sailed for years, and he called me up one day and said, hey, how'd you like to do the Worrell 1000? And I said, okay. I mean, in 30 milliseconds, I said, okay. That night, I got the whole drawing board and I designed a hull.
Neither one of us really considers himself skipper or a crew.
So we get on extremely well together. We have a lot of respect for each other, so it's very easy when you have someone you have faith in.
The sport of sailing is just generally in the racing. The competitiveness of sailing keeps your mind off other things. You're trying to beat the competition, and you're concentrating hard on beating everyone else. That you can't think about other things that are worrying you or problems you're having. It just keeps you away from real life.
Leave that off, okay?
I think we're going to set a record today. With the wind like it is here, looks a little, we can have some weather fill in today.
Let's forecast the rest of the day.
To tell you the truth, I haven't really paid that much attention because our theory is it doesn't matter, we got to go.
Enough adrenaline in the morning to last all day, that's for sure.
I'd like to remind the teams to start moving your boats to the starting line. Teams have 34 minutes to start. We start precisely at 10 a.m.
It will be a 5-team competition after all. South Africa's last-minute search has paid off.
Gentlemen, good luck. Super sailors, men from around the world have come here to race. Australia, South Africa, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Virginia Beach. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
With a stiff breeze, as there is today, boat speeds can reach 30 knots, but every muscle in the sailor's body pays the price. The world is to sailing what the Tour de France is to cycling, a grueling test of endurance and skill. There are 11 stopovers along the way, 60 to 120 miles apart. The guiding philosophy is simple. Keep the United States to the left, go as fast as you can, and reach Virginia Beach in the shortest accumulated time. The first day is a shakedown. If the boats aren't in shape, the crews will find out fast. Team Domino's takes an early lead, but if they don't secure a loose hatch cover, their starboard hull could fill with water. Team South Africa struggles to free a stuck sheet without losing any speed. Hobbled by a jammed cleat, Team North Carolina's boat is behaving erratically. On this first day at sea, only the Australian catamaran is performing perfectly. Six and a half hours after the start, Team Australia crosses the finish line at Fort Pierce, an impressive 34 minutes in the lead.
Foot down, come on.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Just going through the water like a train.
Get your hand right. I got to shake his hand. What happened to Roy?
The next team to finish is Domino's. North Carolina comes in third. Then the South Africans.
I think we spent about an hour and a half fiddling.
Yeah.
At least. At least.
Other boats had different problems.
How'd it go? Cleaned our sails. I heard you stopped for lunch.
Domino's not only lost a rudder, but their bulky hatch cover wasn't fixed in time, and hundreds of pounds of water flooded their hull. They finally had to beach the boat and drain it, losing almost an hour in the process.
Get the boat back. Well, we got her back up with the chute up, and then we got on board, and the chute filled again, and boom, over she went. So we took the chute down, and then we got her up a second time, and the tiller got caught into the main sheet, and the main wouldn't release. So we came up, and she went right over the other way.
I used to fall down through there each time we capsized. The first time, in fact, I thought I was in trouble because I was harnessed in and had lines all across me, and I couldn't get down to release because the lines were holding me down, and the boat was in, and it was still going down, and I was at a point I thought the boat was going to go over and drag me down with it, but I managed to struggle and got it done.
Virginia Beach finishes fifth. The skipper spots a stay about to break loose. If it had happened at sea, their mast would have collapsed leaving them adrift and helpless. In the Worrell 1000, it is not only the boats which suffered damage.
Well, this happened when we did the first capsize about an hour after the start, and of course the trapeze wire pulled me over and went crashing down through the main sheet system. And when we came up, Shad said to me, "You've trashed your feet."
Good luck, skippers. We'll see you in Cocoa Beach.
Day 2 brings perfect sailing weather. A steady 15-knot wind from the southeast. Most of the problems of the previous day have been worked out, and all 5 boats are flying.
Magic in the air. Every time I look around. We live in a really regulated society, and the sea and sailing is one of the few things that has resisted a lot of the regulation. When things are going well, you can feel energy from the boat, from the machine. It's a symbiosis between the person and the thing. It's a real high, real tremendous natural high. It's almost a spiritual thing.
At midday, Team Domino's and the Australian boat are neck and neck. Australia is fast, but Domino's is determined. Mike Worrell hopes a duel is shaping up that will last the whole race. Though Team Australia finishes first again, they are only 1 minute, 48 seconds ahead of Domino's.
I couldn't believe it. We sat within 100 yards of each other for about 4 hours. It was great. It was so tense the whole leg.
Good run. Second's no fun.
You guys were close, huh?
Second's no fun.
The race is won on the water and not on the beach. So when we're on the beach, we all work together and help each other out.
Pam Etheridge has been Al's road crew manager all 4 times he's entered the race.
The race is fun. It also gets long and tiring for the ground crews. I think that every one of them will admit that by the end of the race, they're tired. It's hard work. The people are great. It's an interesting experience. I think that's the most interesting part of the race, is being prepared for whatever might come up. No race is ever the same. Every year is different.
Up until now, the racers have been sailing in ideal weather. On day 4, that is about to change. As weather conditions at sea worsen, Mike Worrell has an uncanny feeling that one of the boats is in trouble. He decides to make a quick aerial search of the coastline. His hunch turns out to be right.
You guys are worried to death. Y'all all right? Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. It's no big deal.
and like that, the two holes folded in. The sail, I guess our trapeze wires pulled the mast and the sails down on top of us.
Let's go. We got to get the boat.
Yeah, let's do it.
She'll end up on the rocks. She's still in one piece.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
Yeah, she's still fine.
Well, she led us in a merry old chase. She drifted south about 5 miles, and we found her about 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
We'll be back.
Yep.
We'll be back next year.
Day 5. Under the best of conditions, the leg from Jacksonville to Tybee Island is the longest and most dangerous of the race. 120 miles across open water, much of it at night. With today's howling northeaster, they'll have to beat into the wind, an exhausting series of zigzags which will almost double the length of the course.
This is nothing. This is a piece of cake. Think about it, man. It's 32 hours to weather. 40.
I'm against starting in this stuff.
You lose your compasses, which is quite an easy thing, and then what happens then?
Yeah.
You know, you've had it.
Mike Worrell must make a tough decision.
This is what the World 1000 is all about. This race is dangerous. I've never said it wasn't dangerous, but it's not unsafe for people that know what they're doing. The name of the game from day one with this event was we took whatever was thrown at us and we kept going. I've been out through surf that big. Any team that does not travel to Tybee, we'll let you trailer your boat to Tybee and finish the race as an unofficial entry. You can start in Tybee.
That's right.
The guys that start this morning will score you.
So
We don't want to do that. We're here to sail.
The crews double-check their limited safety equipment. A walkie-talkie, radio beacon, a strobe light, a whistle, and a flare. Minutes before the scheduled start, the wind tops 40 knots. Worrell changes his mind. For only the second time in its history, the race is postponed for 24 hours. The next morning, the wind has abated slightly, but not the sea. The 4 remaining boats have only 12 hours before darkness sets in. Racing at night without lights will demand every bit of navigational skill they possess. Almost 16 hours after the start, Team Domino's exultantly crosses the finish line at Tybee. Through a series of daring open water maneuvers, they have vaulted past Team Australia and taken the lead in accumulated time.
Once when I capsized because I had no idea where the spinnaker was, and I bore away when I should have gone up. Then once I got it up, yeah, I was pointing. I looked at the compass, so I was pointing 180 degrees from where I thought I was pointing. So it really, really messes you up as far as where you're going, and this sail trip's pretty hard too.
By 3 a.m., all the boats are in safely, except for Team Virginia Beach. By dawn, they still haven't arrived. When Al Etheridge finally shows up, the other teams have already set sail for the Isle of Palms.
We got lost.
Too bad. You got lost. Oh.
After a shower and a cup of coffee, Al decides to call it quits.
Yeah, I'm sad that I'm out of it. And it's the part that I enjoy is man against nature. And in this case, nature beat. So I started to say next year, but after 4 years, I've about had it.
As the three remaining catamarans sail north in light air, Team Australia tries valiantly to recapture the lead. But Domino's is making no mistakes. The final 7 days of the race take them past the spectacular scenery of the Carolina coast. Cape Fear, Cape Lookout, Hatteras.
It's my Mount Everest, I guess, to some extent. On day 8, you swear you'd never do it again. On day 13, you're looking for next year.
Why sail the Worrell 1000? It's difficult to say. I'd imagine the challenge is part of it. It's something you look back in 20 years' time and say, well, at least I did the Worrell 1000. I may have sat in the pub for the rest of my life, but I had one short, mad crazy 2 weeks.
It's adventurous. It's a challenge. I think the most important thing is to go out and have fun. Learn something. We're all going to learn something about the ocean, about ourselves.
As the boats leave Kitty Hawk on the last day of the race, Team Domino's lead seems insurmountable. Greg Richardson and skipper Roy Seaman are sailing for the finish, and no one will catch them. Virginia Beach. After 12 days and 1,000 miles, Team Domino's clocks in with an elapsed time of 106 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds, over 4 hours ahead of the second place Australians.
It's a goal that in achieving anything in life you feel very good about, and it's a high enough goal that anybody who does achieve it, whether it be just compete or complete the race or win the race, you're a winner, and that's what it's all about.